Hey, Miss Truly has been asking for an actual garden vlog instead of my little deal I did on Rip Van Blinkazoid the other day. So, yeah, it's looking a little shabby, but anyhow, here goes. Alright, here are the cucumbers. As you can see, they're starting to die out in the middle, but I want you to look at how far they did spread. And there has been literally hundreds of cucumbers that have been on these vines here. Just a huge number of cucumbers. One here. See, now when they get older, I mean, you know, later on when the vines start to die, they get just a little bit misshapen, but in all likelihood, that is still a good cucumber right there. There's another one that's a little misshapen. And whenever they get this big here, I don't like them as good when they get quite that big, but I'll give that one away to a neighbor. It'll be good enough. Okay, and of course the beans are getting a little shop worn. I've had several messes of beans, and still right now there is a lot of beans on here. And of course these are it's kind of hard to do this and hold the camera too, but these are string beans, as you can see right there, string beans. Like so. And of course you don't eat the bad part there. But yeah, look here, there's a very large number of beans. I've ate lots of beans here, and there's lots of beans left to go in here. Let's see. Oh goodness, there's going to be a lot of beans to pick here. I'm going to pick them in just a little while, but yep, plenty of beans. Right here is one of the culprits on the beans. That is the larvae of a Mexican bean beetle. An evil creature is the Mexican bean beetle. Trust me. See if I can see it, but we have Japanese. Kind of the damage right there, that's Japanese beetles that's done that. Okay, here's a Mexican bean beetle right there. They look very similar to a ladybug, except they're just more of an this one here is not a fully mature one, but when they are fully mature, they're more orange. They're much more orange than what they are red. Okay, but like I say, there is just all scads of beans on these vines here still, even though they're getting a little bad looking, but I will get several more messes off of them. All right, like I say, everything's kind of past its prime here. Here's the squash. Like there's 4 squash plants here, and as you can see, okay, now there's a good view of a larvae of a Mexican bean beetle right next to the Mexican bean beetle. Okay, evil creatures. And there's not a lot of blooms on there. There's a small squash right there. Let's see if I can get a full-size squash. I've got just bunches of squash off of these already, and there's not going to be a huge amount left. There's some smaller ones. There may not even be one big enough to pick here right now. I'm not certain. Okay, here's one that's just about too big. Right there. That's not really too big. That will do. You know, although of course it's got a hole in it right there. Something has bored into that one. So there'll be a worm or something in there. Okay, here's another one. Right here. Oh yes, that's a very nice squash right there. And something's bored in. See, it's getting late in the year, and that kind of thing happens late in the year. I'll just have to, process them and sort of watch out for whatever critter has bored in there if I eat them. All right, tomatoes. My tomatoes have really been a bust this year. Believe it or not, most of the ones I've got has come off of this plant here that's just about dead. But all the ones I've actually got has come off of that plant. And yeah, my garden, this is where I was laying the other day in my Rip Van Blinkazoid video. And yeah, I've just let things go. Yeah, apparently. Let's see here. I do have some nice nice peppers here. Here's one that is turning. It's kind of black looking, but I mean this is not. It's in between green and red. It will eventually turn red, but that's a nice one there. There's another really nice bell pepper right there. And here's these long cayenne. I've been kind of holding off on these and gonna see if they turn before I eat them, but that's a cayenne pepper right there. I'm sure it will probably set the world on fire. Whoops! There's what I've been waiting on right there. Now there is a nice cayenne pepper. I think I'll have to give that one a try. I'm sure that will set the world on fire, probably. No doubt about it. Okay, back to the tomatoes here for a minute. Here, this tomato plant turned out to be the best. I actually have not got a single red tomato off of it yet, but I do see a couple in there just turning. But now, like I said before, this is a horrible area for blight on the tomatoes, and this is an undoubtedly blight that's already hit these. It's just, there's dew here every morning, and that spreads the blight. Even in dry weather, it seems like there's always dew. But yeah, I'm gonna wind up ultimately getting a lot of tomatoes off of here. Probably within a few weeks they'll just die out, unfortunately, and I won't get as many as usual. But I will be getting a fair amount of tomatoes. Now here's my, yeah, there's just too many weeds. I just let funny stuff go. There's lots of, these are hot banana peppers here. They've actually done really well. Just fantastically, really. Okay, all of those are hot banana peppers. Here's one little really fat red one there, and these have been really tasty. Okay, moving on up here. Here's more of my tomatoes. As you can see, eventually these will ripen up. There's just a large number of, see, the vine itself doesn't look very good, but eventually, in spite of the vine looking poorly, all of these will eventually mature and make some good tomatoes. Okay, and then there's more right here. So yeah, so it as you can see, they got nearly to the top. There has been years in the past where they'll get like way on up in here. It just turned out to be, I don't know, for some reason just a bad year for tomatoes. That happens every now and then. But anyhow, overall a pretty good garden. Just a bad year for tomatoes, but overall done pretty good. So bye everybody.